your daily tarot for May the 12th. All right, May the 12th. It's general. It's not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. There's plenty of other content here on the channel. These particular messages are here for you just to help you in day-to-day life. Whatever comes out is what we read. It's not necessarily meant for the specific day that it's dated. We just have to put something, right? This message may resonate in one way today. It may resonate completely different later on down the line. It may not resonate at all today, and it may resonate 100% later on down the line. Please just take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's something that leaves you feeling gross or ugly or negative, then please, it's probably not meant for you, because these messages are definitely just meant to help us grow and guide us a little bit, okay? It's only a negative reading if you perceive it in a negative way. I'm not certain why I feel so compelled to tell you that right now, but I do. So yeah, general message. It's not directed at any particular zodiac sign or any particular area of life. We're just going to read what comes out. I hope these find you in good health and good wealth and good spirits. I'm not sure if I already said that. What's wrong? Twice is nice, right? Nothing wrong with it. Oh, feline. Feline. There could be some sort of like sensual energy. You know, when you think of a cat, cats are very stealthy. They're a little bit bougie, right? Like a cat's not going to come to necessarily greet you as happy as a dog would, right? Cats have a lot more attitude. They have a lot more almost self-respect. They, you know, when you think of a cat versus a dog, you think of a little bit more classy. You think a lot of things. Definitely more attitude, more bougie, more sensual, more. It moves with. It's not as frumpy. The energy is coming through. It's like not as clumsy or frumpy as, let's say, you know, a dog would be. It's coming through like very animated. Like I'm seeing this cat with this like crystal around its neck. Okay, recognition. It's a really bougie cat. It's like if this cat could wear high heels, it definitely would be in high heels. Okay, I think either you're recognizing this about yourself or you want recognition from others in this area of life. Perhaps you are getting more in touch with your feminine qualities. When we think of feline energy, it's much more feminine. Okay. Even when you look at a lion, right, with a male lion with all of its mane, it's still, there's something so majestic about that energy, right? It's still very, even in its most masculine state, it's still, there's something very feminine and just, I don't know, I'm just getting feminine vibes, okay? I'm getting also very ancient, sort of like goddess vibes as well. Here I'm seeing, this is coming through to me, like I'm actually seeing a woman in her tribal attire. I'm seeing this part, like this is her face is kind of how I'm seeing it. This is her golden headdress. This is her neck rings and plates that are, you know, sort of accentuating the elongation of her neck. And then this breastplate, it's coming through. This is very, very feminine energy. It's very sensual. It's very ancient. It's very, very golden. It's very royalty. Okay, I'm getting that someone or someone's, many of you, and it doesn't matter if you're a man, right? Okay, if you identify with the masculine energy, no matter what gender you are, this could still very much be pertaining to you, okay? Because we all have masculine and feminine within us. And then also, this could be someone that you're connected to. This is not necessarily to do with you, depending on how strong the connection goes. This could definitely be someone that you're dealing with, okay? But I am getting a very feminine, strong, this is beyond a queen energy. You understand me? This is beyond an empress energy, okay? This goes beyond even a high priestess energy. This is something so ancient and so divine. There is not a label for it, okay? And this may be something that you're recognizing about yourself, and it may be something that others are recognizing in you, or maybe that you are expecting or wanting recognition from others, okay? Music. I'm hearing music to my ears. It's music to my ears. I'm also seeing like two people dance like their music to one another. Like, again, happy feet. Happy feet came up in the last reading. But you know how he felt so he Mambo felt so out of place because he couldn't sing, and every penguin has a song, right? But obviously not, because Mambo didn't have a song, not as they perceived it. Mambo's song was his beat, it was his feet. And Gloria, you know, she couldn't, her song didn't match anybody. She couldn't find a penguin song to match hers, but it did match the sound of his feet. It went to the beat of his drum. And I'm seeing this mirror here as something very similar to that energy. These energies are dancing with one another. They just go together. Rejuvenation. And at the bottom of the deck, right. When I use this deck, this card comes out. Actually, when I use any deck that has some form of writing, journaling, composition, writer, I have a lot of decks that have that type of energy. And every time I use one, I feel like that energy comes out. Okay. Some of you may actually write music. Some of you may have recently had an experience, or are heading into an experience that is going to rejuvenate you. And sort of, if you've been experiencing any sort of blockage in your creation space, you may experience something that rejuvenates you and revitalizes you and unblocks that space where you're able to create again. Some of you literally, very literally, are connecting to a very sensual side of yourself through another being, okay, that is going to unblock you to be able to write music. And when I tell you it flows, I mean, it's just flowing from the pen. It's almost like the pen itself is doing the work, but it definitely isn't. It's definitely you. Now, others of you may, it's coming through very flowing, very ancient, very divine. So it wouldn't surprise me if for some of you, this is automatic writing. Okay. If this is channeling coming through the form of writing, or if you just need to write down what it is you're seeing and feeling. Also, some of you may be doing an immense amount of research through other people's documentations and writings that is becoming music to your ears. Okay. Everything that you're picking up, it just seems to fit. It seems to match. It seems you recognize it. You recognize the truth in it. Okay. And it could very well have something to do with a feline energy. Okay. There's plenty of them out there. We're not going to name them here. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you, and you'll know that. All right. Let's get into the tarot. Some of you are diving into Greek mythology. Some of you are so first they were showing me the trident, right? Very Greek mythology, very Zeus. Then now they're showing me the Ankh. Okay, some of you are definitely going toward, or down the Egyptian pantheon path. Okay. Others of you, okay, what is that? I don't recognize that symbol. I don't recognize the symbol, but I'm familiar with the energy. So it's going to be Asia. It's going to be like ancient Asia. I don't recognize a lot of these symbols, y'all. There's another one. Oh, it's I don't even know that's gonna do anything to describe it. Basically, you're wherever you're going, wherever you're led. Okay, you're recognizing it. Again, I get this message: do not stop at Kemet. I'm seeing this huge headdress as it starts to pour rain, and it's on. It's an androgynous being. I can't tell if it's a man or a woman. It's absolutely beautiful, but it's a huge, like white headdress, almost like a turban, but if you could imagine a turban, but a little bit more fluffy, I would say. Like it's more puffed out than, how a turban is very tight and wrapped up. It's more puffed out. It's got like a big cap and then goes down to the head instead of, but that's kind of how it's wrapped up. I don't recognize the deity, the person, the energy, and this could be something also. There could be something also with your hair here. They keep showing me the Ankh. They keep showing me the Ankh. There's something here. Okay, I'm seeing Isis now. There's something here. It's not just about the Egyptian pantheon. It's more about the eternal life. It's more that you understand the energies you are tapping into have more than one name, more than one face, as they are showing themselves to me in the rain, literally under a tree. That tree, the last reading, there was fog rolling in from that. So that could be a specific message for me, although I'm not sure it's not for all of us. That is definitely a masculine and feminine energy embodied in one that I am looking at right now. And it is sitting in the lotus position, under a tree, and it's studying. I'm not sure what though. It's reading, but it's also looking around, and it is appreciating. It's appreciating. That we might have to go. I might not load this. Whatever that may mean for you, we're going to break away from that. We're going to let that, do its thing. Okay. Knight of Swords. Nine of Swords. We're not stressing over the small stuff also, okay? Seven of Rods, Page of Swords. We're not stressing over, over who may or may not recognize this within us, because we recognize it, and that's enough, okay? We're also coming out of what feels like a very, very long nightmare. I'm hearing a nightmarish situation altogether, and in doing that, we're elevating, or by elevating, we're doing that. Either way, okay? This is, for some of you, strategic, but I don't know that you realized you were. I feel like you have gone from a piece on the board to a player of the board, is how it's wanting to come through. And I don't know that you're questioning it anymore. I don't feel like you have as much questions. You don't have as many questions because you have a more of a internal understanding. Also, the messages that you receive don't necessarily need words anymore. Someone here is definitely connecting to way more of a telepathic form of communication. As I say that, now I'm looking off again at the being that's sitting over by that tree, and he's coming through as a he now. Very specifically masculine energy it's taking the form of. So this is major balance here, masculine and feminine. Someone may even be finding their mate. He's becoming more solidified in this reality. So some of you are actually bringing things back with you. You're making it more of a reality. It went from being something that you read, something that you studied, to now something that you practice, something that you hold true, something more of a way of life versus just an idea that could be, is how it's wanting to be said, okay? I'm hearing, I now know that I can take it all with me. I figured out how to take it with me. So there seems to be a question of something. Okay, now he's got a blue robe on. He didn't have that on before. He had nothing on. Interesting. So there seems to be a there was an issue there, or as someone saw or felt it being an issue of having to leave certain things behind in order to elevate to this space. It could have been situations, it could have been relationships, it could have been people, it could have been a job, it could have been possibly even relocating. He's got an animal with him now. That is a Black Panther. What is happening? Okay, I see you. Forgive those, like, it's just, okay, we'll deal with that at a later date. Meaning me and that. I lost my place. It is seriously like just solidifying slowly. It's slowly bringing in this very ancient program into a literal manifestation. Got it. Okay, so there seems to be a question of what had to be left behind or what couldn't be taken with, and this seemed to put some hesitance in the growth, in the taking control, in taking this leap forward, taking this step, taking this union, whatever this is for you, right? Whatever this looks like in your particular situation. Someone has figured out how to wrap it all up. Somebody has figured out how to be one with all of it and take it all with them. Yeah, back to life. I mean, back to life, back to reality. Ace of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, Nine of Rods. I feel like it's, you know what, this almost feels like someone has, now, again, this is just possibly the illustration that I'm being given so that I know how to interpret it for you. Not necessarily a literal vision, okay? But I'm seeing someone who's almost isolated themselves in some sort of monastery, okay? They've taken up some sort of monkhood in this Nine of Rods energy, okay? They've learned how to do certain things, transmute certain things, okay? In an energy and in an energetic space, okay? And even in multidimensional reality where a temple is set up. So this could definitely be an actual silent retreat or monastery or something, but it could also be something that you've set up for yourself in another dimension, okay? And now I'm seeing someone that has had the opportunity to bring that back to this space in a very, very, very literal physical sense. I think that's super important, okay? Someone's also decided that they're decided, if that makes sense. Yeah. This has been a very, very very, very heavy meditative state where this person no longer, so like this person no longer feels the need to maybe pray out loud or ask for things out loud. Let's say you use some form of divination tool, right? Let's say you use a pendulum, or you use tarot cards, or you throw bones, or you use ruins, or you read candles or whatever. This person is not speaking out loud anymore. They're far beyond that. I doubt they're even using divination tools for anything other than other people. You hear me? This person is beyond that. They understand the truest nature of the real original language, and it doesn't come from the lips on the human mouth, they're telling me. This person is going to battle to slay doctrine. Even if it is their own, even if it is their own indoctrinated reality, they have received so much information. So much information. This person is just, wow, a force to be reckoned with. They know exactly where they're going. No, I didn't turn my back on you. I'm here when you need me, when you want me. I didn't turn my back on you. Why don't you stand upright? Just stand up. Just, I'm still here. Reach out. I'm here. They're saying I'm here. Okay, so in other words, someone has taken a completely different path than what everyone may have known them to be on. And it is making other people possibly a little bit uncomfortable because, well, number one, now the energy is so unfamiliar, okay? And number two, it may be triggering something within themselves, like, oh, wow. It's almost like, you know how you sometimes you don't want to go to your family reunion he's getting bigger over there under that tree. I mean, he's very big now. He's growing. As I'm talking about this, he's getting bigger. Interesting, interesting, so interesting. So the some people don't want to go to their high school reunion, right? Because they don't feel accomplished enough, right? So when the 10-year comes up, they may be working in a warehouse or possibly even unemployed. Maybe they've gained some weight. Maybe they're not married or don't have kids, or maybe they're married with kids but had a divorce and are, whatever the case, they don't feel quite good enough. And then the 20-year comes up and they're in even worse shape than they were. For whatever reason, they don't feel good enough to go. They don't feel proud about who they are. And I feel like this energy, that's what this feels like. It's like triggering somebody to that level. It isn't that the person who is elevated feels like they're any better. It isn't that they've turned their back. It isn't that they're no longer there. It's just that they have serious direction and devotion, as I'm hearing it. And there may be someone, or possibly even several people, that used to interact with this person that now feel not good enough. But it has nothing to do with the elevation of the other person. It has everything to do with themselves and what they feel they've not accomplished in the same amount of time. Okay. Yeah, someone is stuck in the past. And I think that was part of the worry to this person as to what or who they would have to leave behind in order to elevate to such a space, in order to bring back such an energy with them, and such a, I'm hearing, profound and devout way of life. Okay. And what they figured out was that the other people, you cannot dictate what a person does. You can't make their decisions for them. You can't control them, and you cannot make them drink the water that they've been led to. You can't even lead them to the water, really, because what may be water to you may be poison to them. It's perception, right? So what they have learned is, I can be here no matter what path you're on, okay? Because what they've seen is the other person or people that they're dealing with, this is someone coming back to the world with balance. This is somebody that has come out of some sort of a spiritual ego space. This is someone who has taken on quite the journey, and they have realized that they have realized how to be humble and how to be considerate and compassionate again with the rest of the world that is not up to where they are and may never be up to where they are. The rest of the world, as they see it, the rest of their world, even, let's say it like that, may always be stuck in that space, and they can be loved just like that in that space. They don't have to be, but there's a little bit of tension, and there's a little bit of uncomfortability as the other person is seeing the person that's elevated, or other people or other situations. But the one that is elevated has seen, maybe I gave off that vibe in the past. Okay. Maybe I was a little bit too self-righteous. Maybe I was a little bit too ego-driven because I had this new information or these profound experiences or this new knowledge. And maybe I did come off a little bit holier than thou, but now I'm not. And now I see that I'm able to love everyone exactly where they are. And that feels good to me. And it doesn't really matter what you're feeling over there, because those are your feelings. And it doesn't have to make me go in any direction other than the way I'm already going, which is acceptance. And if that means that you feel left behind, then that's you feeling left behind. No one told you had to stop there. And so that's what this is really deep. But that is what I have for you. Let me know if you like this reading in the comments below. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.